In today's explainer, we're going to unpack something incredibly cool. We are diving deep into the lyrical narrative of a really dynamic, hard-hitting track that completely fuses the polished energy of modern K-pop with the gritty, rebellious spirit of 70s biker rock. Basically think Born to be Wild, but set against this glowing, cyberpunk cityscape. But here's the thing, this track isn't just about motorcycles or having a catchy chorus. Through its lyrics, it is actively building a vivid, breathing, urban myth right before our eyes.
Okay, let's dive into this. Some say they're ghosts, some say they're queens. Right out of the gate, the song just hooks us. It doesn't introduce a normal group of people. It introduces a rumor. It establishes this deeply mysterious tone right off the bat, leaving us wondering, who exactly are these riders claiming the city when the traffic sleeps? We're instantly pulled into uncovering this neon-lit legend.
To truly get this track, we really have to look at it through the lens of modern urban folklore. This isn't a documentary about a biker gang, right? It's a masterclass in modern myth-making. The lyrics are carefully crafted to sound like a story passed down through whispers and alleyways. The Wild Girls of Seoul are a contemporary legend, perfectly capturing the wild aspirations of the city's inhabitants.
Section 1. Shadows in the Neon. Setting the scene.
To build a truly great myth, you absolutely need an unforgettable setting, and the aesthetic environment drawn straight from the song's intro is beautifully atmospheric. We aren't just in a city, we're inside a living, breathing machine. Picture the scene, a sleeping metropolis, a pale blue haze hanging in the cold air, and suddenly the silence is totally shattered by a distant mechanical roar. That image of midnight neon dripping off river rails gives us this incredible, cinematic visual of a city waiting to be awakened by something extraordinary.
Section 2. Chrome and Pink Aesthetics. Visualizing the Outlaws.
Once the stage is set, the song hits us with the fast-paced visual identity of the riders themselves, established right in the first verse. Now what's really interesting here is how these punchy, rapid-fire lyrical details completely mimic the dynamic, fast rhythm of the music itself. Black helmets, pink gloves, chrome sparks. It's a distinct, almost cyberpunk vibe, and they deliberately lack identity. No names on jackets, no faces online. In an era where literally everyone documents everything, their anonymity is exactly what gives them their power and their mystique.
And they definitely aren't riding quietly. The lyrics highlight their rebellious, high-energy actions. They're popping wheelies by the ancient palace walls. They're leaving front tires smoking at crosswalks. It's this pure, unapologetic outlaw spirit. They are loud, they are fast, and they absolutely command the attention of everyone around them.
Section 3. Angels of the Streets, Subverting Tropes.
And this brilliantly illustrates where the song does something unexpected by introducing a central contradiction. If you think of a traditional biker gang rolling into town, the tropes are almost always fear, destruction, and intimidation, right? But the Wild Girls? When they show up, the city actually celebrates. Taxi drivers grin, old men laugh, even grandmothers smile when they hear the drums of the engines. The lyrics specifically note that while they absolutely break the rules, they never break the soul of the street. They are welcomed as a vital part of the city's lifeblood.
This crucial lyric from the chorus perfectly summarizes that subversion. Angel hearts and outlaw souls. They're actually benevolent figures. They bring this massive rush of excitement, color, and life to the mundane nighttime streets, rather than bringing fear. Honestly, they're the outlaws you actually want to see tearing down your block.
Section 4. An intergenerational urban legend. Mapping the lore.
As the lyrics shift into the rap and spoken word section, the track actually maps out a timeline for us. We learn that every generation got their own story, and one girl even swears her mother saw them way back in 1983. But here we are in the present, with kids on rooftops holding their phones high, just waiting for the show. This implies they never age. They ride different bikes on different nights, but they carry the same flame. They represent a timeless spirit of rebellion that gets passed down through generations of women.
Let's move forward and see how this builds, because if we playfully treat the song like a crime report, the contrast is staggering. On one side, you have these massive public spectacles, engines heard from miles away, blue lights flashing everywhere, literal crowds waiting on rooftops. Yet on the official police record side, zero. Zilch. No arrests, no real names, not a single digital footprint. Just no regrets. They leave an absolute zero footprint behind.
Because despite moving like a storm through the city veins, they always vanish before the morning trains. They disappear into the night, beyond the Han River, which cements their status as literal ghosts of the street. By the time the city wakes up for work the next day, there's no proof they were ever even there.
just the echoes left in the tunnels. Section 5. The Spirit of Freedom. What they represent. So, what does this all mean? What's the point? Well, according to the lyrics, they are kings of the city breaking all the rules, but they are never cruel. The motorcycles aren't just vehicles here. They're mechanical wings. The wild girls act as a pure, unfiltered symbol of liberation in a highly structured, modern world. They are the living manifestation of breaking out of the box. And this is exactly where the fantasy connects directly back to everyday reality. The wild girls aren't just cool, they are desperately needed. The song acknowledges the tired souls and lost kids of the city. For anyone feeling totally trapped by the daily grind, the sound of those engines offers a moment of hope, a spark of pure escapism. It's that thrill of knowing that somewhere out there in the dark, someone is entirely free.
Which brings up a really interesting question for all of us. When you look at your own everyday life, what does benevolent rebellion actually look like? What is the urban escapism in your city? Maybe it's not a neon-lit biker gang, but every culture, every city has its own myth or outlet that just makes the daily grind a little more magical. As our explainer reaches its climax, the final chorus hits us with the ultimate truth of the song. Nobody knows if they're real at all. And honestly, that is the genius of this track. It builds this massive, sensory, roaring spectacle, and then pulls the rug right out from under us to remind us that it might all just be a collective dream. So the absolute crucial point is, do they need to be real? The answer the song gives us is, well, no. The immense power and value of folklore is that the idea of the wild girls is enough. The inspiration, the excitement, and the symbol of freedom they provide to the tired souls of the city is entirely real, even if the chrome and sparks are just a myth. It's a true testament to why we need modern legends, leaving us fascinated and searching those neon skies long after the engines fade.